It is the Riot Podcast, Thursday, November 17th edition. Nikki out on Thanksgiving break. She will be back after Thanksgiving. The Monday after Thanksgiving is marked for her return. In the meantime, another day of me, Hudson, and Isaiah. Hello, Isaiah.
Well, hello, Hudson. Well, hello.
What is your feelings of day 3 of filling in?
You know, I feel good today. It's a wonderful Thursday. I'm prepped and ready for the weekend.
Already, huh?
Already thinking about the weekend, so hopefully that didn't reflect too much on the show.
I'll tell you that tonight is going to set the tone for my weekend.
Is that so? Oh, yeah, the Packers play tonight.
Pack play tonight, and if we're rolling into the weekend with the Packers losing and
Long weekend.
basically being out of the playoffs, that's going to be it for me. But we go into
It's going to be the end of the weekend.
We go into the weekend with the Packers win tonight, then we're feeling fantastic.
It's going to be a great weekend
the
then,
world is my oyster.
All right, so I'll know what I need to do tomorrow morning when I walk in. Maybe I walk on eggshells. Maybe we're happy tomorrow. I'll know what the show tomorrow is going to be like tonight when the Packers either win or lose.
So you're going to stay up for the whole game?
It just depends.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think for my fantasy teams if I have anybody. I have Alan Lazard.
Okay.
So I'll probably want to watch him.
You probably want to watch it. I'm feeling good about tonight, though.
Good. I'm happy you are.
Usually especially the home teams on Thursday night games seem to have a big advantage.
They do.
It's going to be cold. Ryan Tannehill ain't ready for this.
No, it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
Exciting for that.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that tomorrow probably.
Yeah, I'm sure that we will. I don't know why that sounded like a threat. I'm sure
that we will.
Yeah.
We will be talking about that tomorrow. Well, today on the podcast, we talked a little bit about New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So what's New Year's like for you? What's your typical New Year's looking like?
Usually New Year's.
Is it a family thing?
It is now, yeah. A lot of times I'll spend it with family because a lot of times, like, we've got kind of 3 different core family groups we juggle for the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And so odds are one of them gets Christmas and one of them will spend more of the post-Christmas into New Year's with. And so a lot of times we're hanging with them on New Year's.
Okay. That's
and maybe a few family friends.
Talking board games and stuff like that.
Yeah. Banging on pots and pans.
Okay, yeah.
Shooting off fireworks sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll throw out the fireworks.
I gotcha. That sounds like a fun little New Year's.
What could go wrong?
Nothing could go wrong. So we talked about New Year's and what you can expect for your broadcast on New Year's, who you're tuning into. Maybe a little bit different this year. We also touched on one of the biggest first date turnoffs that we found thus far.
Yeah, and it was divisive. The feelings on, I guess you just got to watch what you drink for some people on a first date.
That is the truth.
That's what
in all kinds of circumstances.
I guess that is in multiple ways. You do want to be careful what you drink, and not just about being safe, of course, but also you might get judged harshly if you order the wrong thing.
Yeah, if you come out ordering the wrong drink, I mean, you're setting the tone for the whole night.
Yeah,
it's the first thing that you order. It tells you a lot about yourself. And so when you come out ordering something crazy,
it sends a message.
It's not the right way to go. And then we wrapped up the show by talking about a couple poodles attacking a corgi and how that went down.
That's an
for
understatement.
Those poodles.
That's an understatement.
It is an understatement.
It is a wild dog story that, I don't know, like, it's almost unbelievable that it actually took place.
So how do you think, obviously your dog Zafira,
yeah,
how do you think she fends in a fight?
She is all she's a lot of bark. I don't know, when it comes down to it, when other dogs seem to want to mix it up, you're passing a dog on the street and they seem a little aggro.
A little aggro.
She doesn't. She likes to be the bigger dog in that case.
Oh, does she?
She likes to walk away.
Okay, bigger dog walk away.
Yeah, in that sense, the bigger dog.
Got it, okay. Yeah, Jim, my dog, he is a very submissive boy.
Is that right?
If you show any sort of dominance over him, he will immediately roll on his back. So in a fight-wise, Jim loses.
Yeah.
Every time. I don't even know if he would fight back.
You gotta protect him.
I gotta protect him.
Yeah. See, I just don't know, Nick. Fortunately, it's never come up where Zafira, the dog, has ever actually had to mix it up with another dog, but I just know she has a lot of intimidation up front, that she'll do all the barking and snarling, but then when the other dog gives it back, then she all of a sudden not so tough.
Not so.
She's backing off.
After all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
Jim, super submissive off the rip. So if you show any dominance over him, he's going to submit to you.
All right. Well, that can be a good trait.
You know,
cases.
it's good. He's a nice
in
dog,
many
but
instances.
not a fighter.
Yeah.
So
He's a lover, not a fighter.
he is. But yeah, that's what we talked about on the show today.
All right. Well, let's talk about it. Let's just let the content speak for itself.
Let's just let it go. Yeah, here we go.
And we will catch you tomorrow.
See you guys.
It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
All right, you're a big Scrabble. No, you're a big board game guy.
Yes, I am.
You do a lot of the word games. You do Scrabble.
Not so much as Scrabbler. I know you like Scrabble though.
I do like Scrabble. But I do have to question the move coming out here from Scrabble, where they put out their new official Scrabble players dictionary that tells you all the words that you're actually allowed to play in Scrabble.
Okay.
And they have added hundreds of new words, about 500 to be slightly more exact, that they have added since the last edition of the Scrabble dictionary. Some of the new words that you can now play that you weren't able to play earlier. Stan, like I stand for Taylor Swift.
Yes, familiar.
Yeah. Sitch,
Situation.
like short for situation. Convo, short for conversation.
It's not really a word though.
It's just an abbreviation. It's like it's a slang.
It's slang.
It's slang. How about faux hawk?
I'm familiar.
Like
the haircut.
fake mohawk.
Yeah.
How about, okay, tell me if you know what this means. Zadonk.
Oh, Zadonk.
Yeah, what is that?
I'm not sure what Zadonk means.
Do
you have a definition for it?
I'm
trying to search
The first
it.
thing that comes up is a specialist ERP software for the fashion industry, or a cross between a zebra and a donkey.
I'm seeing zebra donkey.
I guess that's what it is, zebra donkey. Well, that's not a word. What are we doing here with Scrabble? I don't know if this is one of those things where they feel that Scrabble is, it's out of date.
It's
these
losing
days.
its charm.
So they're trying to make it appeal to a younger generation.
By putting things like Stan in there.
Is this how they do it?
I don't think this is good at all.
I think this is just gonna, like, you're hanging out with your grandparents at Christmas time, and of course you play some Scrabble with them. This is gonna make them upset.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna pop guac on as a word. One, not gonna score you many points. Two, your grandparents are gonna be like, "Excuse me,
That's not a word.
That's not a word." It's just gonna lead to an argument.
Yes.
Depending on how into the game Granny is. And it's just going to lead to division at this time of year. And then you're going to have to bring out the Scrabble dictionary. And then who's taking it too seriously? You
are.
Yeah. So I'm not sure about this whatsoever. I think this is just going to lead to problems. I think you got to stick to like real true words.
Yeah, I think so too. I think for maybe like if you're playing on like the app, like the Scrabble app on your phone, that's different than if you're playing in real life.
You think so? Yeah,
because when you're playing on the app, like pretty much anything goes. Like if you can figure out a couple letters to put together to make a word, like it's not like a true game of Scrabble to where as when you're in person and you're looking each other in the eye, and I lay down a couple weird letters and I say that's a word, you're like, that's not an actual word.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, that's also on the app. You can put put something in, and the other person just has to abide like that.
Yep.
The almighty Scrabble app has decided.
That's just how it goes.
But in person, of course, there can be arguments because who's the arbiter? Who's the judge?
Mm-hmm.
It has to be one of the players, and everybody's not partial. So it's a tough situation.
If somebody put down convo in a game against me, I'd be like, no.
I'm flipping the board over.
No way.
I don't care what the dictionary says.
Yeah, that doesn't fly for me.
Except that, again, that one also not going to score you many points, so I might just let it slide just because that's a bad move.
Yeah, just because it's going to lose you the game.
Yeah, you're not going to win playing words like convo. At least not against this guy.
Not against the likes of me.
Yeah.
This is RadioU's worst of the riot.
It's not too early to start even thinking about New Year's, right?
Oh, I've already been thinking about
You've been planning?
I've been trying to.
Yeah?
And
you got anything special going on?
Nothing yet. We're trying to figure out where we're going to go, what we're going to do. It's one of those things that comes quickly after Christmas. So if you don't have a formulated plan, you're going to not have the stellar night you were hoping for.
Yeah. you also have to play on which network you're going to watch, which countdown.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go with ABC. You're going to go with Ryan Seacrest. You're going to go with one of the other ones.
See, exactly.
You're going to go with CNN. I know CNN, a popular choice. And, you know, one of the reasons why I think people like the CNN, even if you don't watch CNN normally, for New Year's, it can be a little goofy to watch because in years past, they have let their reporters imbibe a little bit, you would
Indulge,
say.
maybe?
Indulge in a few drinks and a few cocktails. Well, it turns out that's all about to change. It has been put out from the CEO of the network, Chris Licht, that this year the reporters for CNN on New Year's Eve will not be allowed to drink any alcohol.
Is that so?
Not during the broadcast, anyways.
The end of an era.
Yeah,
for CNN.
It is. I think some people appreciated, it sounds like, that you would see normally kind of straight-laced news reporters. They're usually, of course, you may agree or disagree or whatever with their stances and how they report, but they're usually very buttoned up, very professional most of the time. Not a whole lot of personality.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to let your personality get into the news. People are supposed to trust you to just give them the straight facts. But on New Year's Eve on CNN, things would be a little different.
It's supposed to be fun, you
get
know?
a little loose. You have a good time on CNN, but that is changing. So if you are going to tune into CNN this year for New Year's, don't expect to see Don Lemon getting a little sloppy.
Unfortunately,
he's gonna be all about business this time around.
There's nothing better than just seeing things just start going downhill on a live broadcast.
Yeah,
I mean, it happens here nearly every single day.
That's right. We're not even drinking.
Exactly, and so you think about New Year's Eve. Maybe they get the drinks flowing a little bit. All of a sudden, you never know what's coming next. Like, what's gonna happen on air? Somebody gonna mess up?
Yeah,
are they gonna start taking the wrong takes? Like, it's just so much more entertaining when they start to screw things up.
It is more entertaining, but I do think about this. I think it's not fair because you'd see the reporters out there drinking, having a good time, but the people that are like all the technical behind the scenes people, they can't do that because if they were drinking, then the whole broadcast would be all over the place.
It'd be over.
So it's not fair to them. They're seeing the other reporters, getting blasted, and they're over here. And one of the worst things is being a sober person around drunk people.
That is the truth.
So then you're hating your life. You're working on New Year's Eve.
Hey, you know what?
You're with a bunch of drunks, and you have to keep it together.
It comes with the industry, though. If you're going to be doing broadcasting stuff, you're going to work on some of the days nobody else has to work on, and everybody knows that the personalities that are on there, they get a little special privilege. That's what happens.
That is true. And I'll tell you that if you were concerned, Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen, the anchors, they're still allowed to drink.
The champagne popping, huh?
Yeah, the reporters can't. The anchors can. And I also want to let you know that for the 50 Most Wanted Countdown hosted on RadioU every New Year's by yours truly, no drinking involved in the making
thank goodness.
Of that either. Yeah.
You make enough mistakes sober.
Stone sober.
Yeah.
And you have to do the 50 Most Wanted that way. I don't want to mess it up.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
And Isaiah, one of the things we know about you is that you love milk.
Big milk drinker.
You're
yes, I am.
Huge milk guy. Would you ever drink milk? Would you ever go out and on a first date order a glass of milk?
If I did want that to be our last date.
You understand.
If I wanted to sabotage the date, then yes, I would order it.
Why would that sabotage the date?
Because if I order milk on a first date, they're going to think I'm a weirdo.
Why?
Because it'd be such a weird thing to do. I never, if I go to a restaurant, I would never order milk. Unless I was getting breakfast, because that's different.
Okay, yeah.
But if I'm getting dinner or lunch or any other meal, I'm not ordering milk, even if I really want it.
The reason I bring this up is because it's actually something that's making the rounds here online. Is a woman who said she went on a first date with a guy she met online, and first impressions, very attractive guy. She's glad she met up with him, and everything was all great until he ordered a tall glass of milk.
Read the room, man.
She said that was a huge turnoff.
But I
I understand that it's a weird thing to do, but I also don't understand why.
Why the milk thing is so odd.
Why is it? It's not weird. It wouldn't be weird to order a Coke.
It wouldn't?
Right? It wouldn't be weird to order a water.
It would not.
A lemonade.
Not weird.
A coffee.
Would not weird.
People get alcoholic drinks or whatever. But milk is where people draw the line.
People don't like it.
Where ladies draw the line.
The consistency, I think it is. It's a consistency thing. Also, the color. People don't like when you're drinking milk in front of them.
And it's just it is an odd, like, what meal would it go with if you go out for dinner?
Everything.
What are you drinking a glass of milk with?
I could drink a glass of milk with just about anything.
You could, huh?
Oh, especially, let me tell you this. If you're doing wings, if you're doing buffalo wings, you know you want milk. You're going to cool down the mouth. It's the best neutralizer for a little bit of heat.
But
it's like a fresh bite every time.
You also wouldn't order wings on a date, though.
You wouldn't, exactly. If you're on a first date.
You're going to look like a maniac.
It's one of those things. You got to read the room. You're not going to order wings on a first date, typically, and then so you shouldn't order milk either.
Okay, and let me ask you this. Obviously, you say you wouldn't order milk. What if you meet a gal, you meet her online, meet up with her, real cute, everything's going great, and she orders milk?
Respect.
So that's a thumbs up from you, but if you expect that if you order a milk, it's thumbs down from her.
I'm not good yet. I expect that for sure. If I order milk on a first date, yet again, I want that date to end right there. If she orders milk on the first date because I'm a fellow milk drinker, I'm going to be like, okay, I appreciate that. But at the same time, I'm going to be like, kind of odd that you would do that.
That is
kind of weird.
It is.
Like how much, like, it's just kind of a weird thing to do. It's a lot of courage.
I don't know. To me, would I consider drinking milk on a first date a red flag?
Yes, it is.
Is that a definite no?
It's 100% a red flag.
I don't know. I think you should get some respect for that.
I think there's a little bit of just the oddness to it. Like if you did it, because everyone knows, like everyone listening right now, you know that if you were sitting down for dinner with someone and they ordered a milk, you would be like, what the heck is that? Like, what the heck is even that? And so for someone to do it...
would throw you for a loop, but what if it's a conversation starter?
I mean, it's definitely a conversation starter, but in their mind...
You're making it sound like it's a conversation ender.
It really is.
That's what this woman is saying.
And I like milk, and the more I talk about it, if she ordered a milk, in my mind, I would think, is she, like, thinking right now? Like, is she
Does she realize she's on a date?
Yeah, does she realize that what she just did, like, she's weird to me now? She would definitely be very odd to me. I would be like, is she kind of on like the weirder side? Maybe we aren't a good match. Because if you were a normal person, you would understand reading the room that is not an appropriate drink of choice.
I'll tell you one thing. If you're ordering milk on a date, you can't be expecting to get a kiss.
You don't think so?
Doesn't milk makes your breath smell like that gives.
It does not.
It does.
No, it does not.
It does too.
I drink milk every night before bed.
And you better brush your teeth afterwards.
It does give you that weird flavor in your mouth, though.
It does. Nobody wants. That's a great way to avoid a kiss on a first date.
Is if you eat a little milk in you?
If things haven't gone well,
get a little milk
finish
stash
off
going.
the date. You want to make sure you don't, go any further. You finish off the date. Can I have a glass of milk for the road? That'll put an end to things.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on RadioU.
This is from Northern California, where we've got a woman who is out walking her 13-year-old corgi. Corgi's name, Emma.
Cute.
Not important to the story, but just thought it would help, paint a picture for you. So Emma and her owner, Catherine Burleson, walking along Trinidad State Beach in Northern California, when out of nowhere, out of the clear blue sky, 10 standard poodles jumped out of a car 50 feet away and ran towards them and started attacking.
10?
Yeah.
Fit in a car? Like, what is this, an organized attack? Is this a jump?
It does sound like they were jumping.
There's some sort of gang violence here? What's happening?
Poodle gang violence. So this woman, Catherine Burleson, she's trying to protect her dog. They're at the bottom of 10, poodles biting and attacking. And in the midst of all of this, Catherine, the dog owner, she feels her finger being bitten. And she looks. It's the owner of the dogs.
The corgi?
It's the owner of the woman. The owner of the corgi is having her finger bitten not by one of the poodles, by a man.
Oh, what?
A man. His name is Frank Mallet. Is jumped into the fray. Now he, after the fact, claims he thought he was biting one of his dogs, which makes it better.
You know what? I respect that.
Yeah, he was trying to teach.
But you can tell. I mean, I guess in the craziness, you can't tell what's going on. But you'd think a finger, you could be able to tell that's a finger in your mouth.
You would think.
Rather than a paw.
But also, why is he biting?
Hey, you know what? You get in there, you need to bite the dogs.
So the story goes that a good Samaritan, another woman, walked over to the pile and was able to reach and get the corgi, this 13-year-old corgi, out of there, as well as, and then the woman was able to, the owner of the corgi was able to escape as well. However, severe injuries to the corgi, who's now making a recovery.
13 years old. Emma's an old girl.
Yeah, she's getting up there, and this is not making things any easier on her in her life. Apparently, it gets even better, okay? Because this guy, Frank Mallet, the owner of, or at least he had brought these 10 poodles to the park. Apparently, he owns a dog training service. He trains dogs. So it says, our task-trained service dogs are placed with children at little to no cost through the help of donations and volunteers. That's his business.
What?
His training service dogs. And this is what he allows to happen. 10 poodles gang up on one 13-year-old corgi, and he's biting fingers.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like Frank is the best trainer.
It does.
If I had to guess.
He let it get out of control quick.
A little bit. Having 10 poodles at once is a lot to handle.
Unorthodox methods, too.
Yeah.
He trains the poodles, trains the service. Poodles aren't even a normal service dog, are they?
They're not.
Not
and
typically.
Why do you have 10? I don't understand the number of poodles that are in this car.
I don't think you would train service dogs
10 at a time.
Like in a group. Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Can you imagine having 10 dogs in a vehicle at once? I can barely handle my dog Jim when it's just me and him in there.
Yeah.
Let alone 9 other Basset Hounds in one vehicle. That sounds like a madhouse. Also, if I saw...
Obviously, and they're aggressive, too.
Yeah, they're aggressive. If I saw 10 poodles jump out of a vehicle and come running towards Jim and I, like, it's on. It is on.
You think you and Jim could take on 10 poodles?
I think I am. I mean, I know, like, I love animals and I love doggos, but when it comes down to me and Jim versus the 10 poodles, like, we are snapping necks. It's how it's going to go. Straight up, you're not touching Jim. If you want to attack...
your life on the line for Jim.
I mean, it's about to go down right now. And there's nothing's being held back. I'm biting, I'm clawing. There is absolutely no way that you're getting a hold of Jim. It's a 0% chance.
What an unreal story. Well, we definitely wish Emma the Corgi the best in her recovery. And Frank Mallet, you got to get things under control.
You got to get those poodles out of here, man.
Yeah, get those
10 of them in one car? That's meant to go down to 2.
Yeah, at most.
It sounds like you're biting off a little more than you can chew there.
That's for sure.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.